On a grassy hill in the Wairarapa stands Stonehenge Aotearoa, a full-scale adaptation of the English original. It's a meeting place for people of all faiths and interests to come and revel in the marvels of astronomy. It's also the perfect spot to mark the Autumn Equinox, an occasion in the year when the length of the night and day are pretty much equal. Jackie Brown went to celebrate this seasonal milestone with those ancient Celtic nature lovers, the Druids, who she found have much to teach us all.
O Spirit of Stonehenge Aotearoa, we ask for your blessings, your guidance, your inspiration on this our ceremony.
What we wanted to do was build a stone circle so people could come here and rediscover how people thousands of years ago used stones and shadows to uncover the mysteries of the world around them.
They've come in their crushed velvet, their masks and their dressing gowns. Around 200 of the curious, keen to pace and chant at New Zealand's first ever Druid-led celebration of the Autumn Equinox. They're here to experience a ritual that's centuries old and yet somehow modern.
Stone circles have very, very special acoustic properties. And if you've got a group of people inside a stone circle and they start chanting and singing, gradually the sound within the circle gradually gets more and more amplified. And if it can build up to a point where persons are entering a stone circle from the outside, the sound can actually throw the person's brain into alpha rhythm. In other words, they go into a trance without the use of drugs, simply using sound.
So this is what they did before party pills. But being a druid is, in so many ways, a perfect antidote to life in the early 21st century.
One of the characteristics of modern life is that we hurtle through life. And if you say, well, just 8 times a year, I'm just going to stop, or maybe in a special place like Stonehenge, Aotearoa, or wherever, and you think about what's happening with the heavens, you know, so the equinox, it's the time of equal day and night, and so on, and you just tune in. And gradually, as you start to follow this practice, it helps to kind of synchronize you, if you like, with what's happening in the outside world.
We welcome you to this rite of Elben Elvet here in this circle of Stonehenge Aotearoa.
You don't need to be into dress-ups and stage plays to be a druid, although it helps. There is much more to it. Just ask Britain's top druid, Phillip.
Druidry is essentially a nature spirituality, and they're aware of what's happening to the earth, and they want to protect it, conserve it, and revere it. In other words, you know, looking after the earth, living simply, not just indulging in consumerism and so on.
Is Al Gore a druid?
I think he probably is. If you read certainly the first book that he wrote about the environment, he talks about the environmental crisis being fundamentally a spiritual crisis. And he divides his book up into the 4 elements, earth, air, fire and water, and of course that's, you know, a cornerstone of Druidry.
What are your thoughts on animals and the creatures of the earth?
Well, they're part of the natural world, and I revere them. It's hard to revere a mosquito, perhaps. And
what do you do with the mosquitoes? I mean, do you?
I have to say, I would, if I was under attack, I would kill it.
Right.
Earlier I told you I was vegetarian, but I occasionally fall. I occasionally sin. There's no such concept as sin, luckily, in Druidry. But a piece of bacon will sometimes speak to me from
Eat me.
Eat me.
That finds its way inside.
It finds its way inside, and I thank the spirit of the pig and carry on.
You have a special relationship with trees, or feelings about trees, don't you?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you hug them?
I hug them, lie against them, look up at them. If you spend time in the forest, you spend time with trees, you start to notice that individual trees seem to sing, speak to you in different ways. Some trees are grumpy, for instance, if you go into a forest, and sometimes people find certain trees are sinister. But if you spend time with them, you realise you often find that they're actually ill.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I was just wondering, can we be friends? Okay, you don't have to be so rude about it. I'm only asking. Have you ever had a really enriching relationship with a healthy tree?
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, every morning I walk up on I live in Sussex in England, and walk up on the downs, and wonderful trees there.
Morning, Patricia.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Not quite.
Not quite.
Normally I find trees hostile, but armed with new knowledge, I'm feeling brave.
Hi, I know we don't know each other very well, but I was just wondering, is it okay if I lie down with you for a bit? Cool, thanks. I'm just going to come down here like this. Can I put my arms around you? Thanks. I just want to get to know you a bit better.